This piece of Transformers TCG content is brought to you in part by all these content creators and the Facebook community. Go check out the creators' content in the description of this video, as we all continue to grow this fantastic game's content and its community. We hope you all enjoy this new series.
Autobots, roll out!
What up guys, it's Lee here from Bleeped Up Productions, and today we're bringing you something a little bit special. What we're bringing you today is the Deck Tech Challenge. That's right, Mike and me did an episode. It was a pilot episode, and then we threw it out there in the community, and it caught on fire. We got a lot of people hyped to do it, and then we asked people, would you like to be a part of this? And guess what? The floodgates frickin' opened, guys, and it was phenomenal. Within the first day, we had 20 plus people. 20 plus people wanting to do a collaboration on this whole medium that we're doing. And it's fantastic. All we want to do is grow the game of the Transformers TCG, and we've got big channels and we've got small channels all working together here on the YouTube. We've got people who do content on YouTube. We've got podcasters. We've got live streamers. We've got people who run tournaments. We've got people in the community. Guys, this is just ridiculous. This is like the Mortal Kombat of Transformers TCG right now that's going on online. I don't think anyone's done a mega collaboration like this. A lot of the channels do coincide and work together, but I don't think anyone's done like 20 plus at the moment. I think we've just set a new record. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to explain the rules right now, and then we're going to get straight into the episode, and we're going to let the challengers throw down here on Bleeped Up Productions.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the Deck Tech Challenge is very, very simple. It basically is divided into 3 rounds.
Round 1.
And in round 1, what happens as soon as you get your opponent is you nominate 2 characters and 2 battle cards. These cards can be from any particular wave. They can have synergies with the cards, or they can complete jank, or they don't work. And then you go ahead and you go straight into round 2.
Round 2.
Now, round 2 is where you build the deck, and you try and build something that is either amazing or completely janky or something themed. You can choose what you want to do, but the problem is you need to use one of the cards that the other person has given you. You have to choose at least one of the characters and one of the battle cards. You could use both characters, or you could use both battle cards, but you have to at least pick one battle card and one character. And in round 2, you show the deck. You basically discuss it by telling what's in the card and a little bit of synergy, shall we say. And then we move into round 3.
Round 3.
Now, round 3 is where you guys have a battle report. Basically, you will record yourselves having a game using the decks, and it's basically one game, and that is it. But if you can't record your games, no need to worry, because round 3 is a little bit different, because it'll either be a battle report or talking about the deck synergies. Now, I know not everyone can record, so basically this is basically a little bit of information for people who are going to try out this deck, what to look out for. And then we will release the video so the community and us here on Bleeped Up Productions and all the other content creators that are a part of this series can try these decks out and see how it is. And that is as simple as it gets. That is the Deck Tech Challenge. Challenge someone, build a deck, play the game of the TCG.
Hey guys, and gals, everybody. It's Matt from Mafater, and I have here my friend, a great Transformer player, and one of the members of TransformerGame.net, Richard. How you doing today, Rich?
I'm doing good. I'm actually really excited, to be perfectly honest with you. I recently finished a move So that's off my chest, so I'm feeling lighter. In addition to the fact that I'm really looking forward to this deck tech challenge, man. Looking forward to get to play with some less mainstream guys, give a little love, you know what I mean? To some characters
they say I am the hipster of the Transformers TCG group, but I'm super excited because we've played a couple games before like that, and we've had some fun. And I've got some spicy cards for you. I did a little digging and thinking when it came up to this.
Round 1, fight.
So let's talk about what we're gonna do. So Lee selected both of us, and we got paired together. And the first character that I chose for you was Blitzwing.
Oh my god. The Wave 2 Super Rare Blitzwing. I actually love this guy. So, okay. Forgive me for being maybe counter-normal, but I really don't like the guys who are car and truck, generally like those types of modes. They seem very bland to me. I'm much more like I'm attracted to the war vehicles, I know, blah, blah, blah. Very, very basic masculinity. I watch the Fast and Furious movies. You've seen it. But,
of course.
But I love Blitzwing. Actually, I think the Wave 2 Super Rares, getting all the stratagems, it's really cool to go back to them. And I think it's funny that you picked Blitzwing for me, because the first character I picked for you is also a Wave 2 Super Rare. I picked not Sergeant, but just Autobot Springer. The other triple changer.
I absolutely love Autobot Springer. He has kind of a soft spot because when one of my friends first got into the game, it was his first super rare, and he was so excited to build something with this card that didn't really have a lot of support yet. So he would show up and be like, "Guys, I brought this amazing deck," but now we can see if we can build them. And so that's the first character, and the second character is Sergeant Crossiers.
Okay, so Sergeant Crosshairs, I do love Battle Masters. As soon as they introduced the mechanic, I was automatically in love. Even in like casual play, so me and my my play group were talking a lot about like the idea of characters that started in bot mode, and we thought that might be an interesting thing to pose. Now, what we missed was the fact that they could go into upgrades. But I am a fan of the old cartoon wherein Megatron transforms into the gun. So I always loved this, like the idea, the concept of Battle Masters right from the start, and they were obviously powerful. When I love Battle Masters in particular, like I got to take one to a top 8 at EI, right? I got to play Aimless, a nice big defensive boy. Tough 3 is pretty great, even though that natural 0 defense gets murdered by belligerence in this wave, but. Yeah, I love those. Crossers is a card that I actually really tried to build a lot with when he first came out. I really just want him to have like 2 extra health.
I wish he just had some defense. He's a tank. Why the tanks gotta have such low defense or low health? Come on, Wizards. We are praying for a good Megatron. Like that.
Oh my god.
Competitive Megatron, I should say. There are good Megatron. Very competitive Megatron.
Wave 3 Megatron is good. There's no arguing he's not good. He's legitimately a good character. But I want a Megatron to be like a key piece of the metagame.
Such heroic nonsense.
Because Optimus has been good in basically every wave. Like there's basically every wave Optimus has been good, and we get it. He's the showcase, or he's the face of the franchise, right? But Megatron is in everything. Every person that knows anything about Transformers knows 3 characters, hopefully 4, but 3, right? They know Optimus, Bumblebee, and Megatron. Like those are the 3 that everybody knows. Hopefully they know Starscream as well, but not everyone.
It's time for action, not words. I am the leader of the future. You couldn't lead androids to a picnic.
He's a fourther. He's a fourther.
Yeah, he doesn't make the podium, but So I really, really want a good Megatron. But it's funny that you brought up a Wave 4 character, because I also picked a Wave 4 character for your second one. So we have like weird mirrors on this. But I actually picked one of my personal favorites from the Pauper format of Transformers, which is Sergeant Chop Shop, or Raider Chop Shop, pardon me.
Raider Chop Shop.
Mm-hmm.
See, I like Raider Chop Shop, and I played him originally with the Airstrike Patrol for going 5 wide, and then quickly cut him for General Optimus Prime. But he's just so... I love his art. His art is innovative. It's dynamic. When you flip that over for the first time when you open it, and you see Chop Shop just covered like that with all the chitin and all the extra pieces of metal and fire coming off him, he looks amazing. But then you're like, he's so good, and I want to play him. But every time I play Bugs, I'm just tempted to use Scrapple instead. But we'll see what I pick.
Yeah, I know. I think I've given you some good choices. I'm pretty happy with yours as well. Although I'm noticing you gave me some pretty low health guys, man.
I didn't choose them on purpose. I was going over theme. I know that you love planes and stuff like that, and because Richard is a champion, a first placer with his buddy Jetfire, I wanted to pick a plane. So I knew that you loved that, and I picked Crosshairs mostly because I haven't seen anybody do anything with them, and I figured, you know what, Richard built a very interesting, fun, solid deck back at the Event City one, and so they are Unitron Invitational for other decks, but I figured, why not try him with a character that nobody really has tried?
For sure. Yeah, and I picked I picked Springer because I thought he, of this Wave 2 Super Rares, probably got the best stratagem. Because I think Starscream Decepticon King probably got the actual best stratagem, but his power level is very apparent, and I thought Springer has gotten very little love, unfortunately, despite the fact that he's such a cool character. And so I thought he got the best name stratagem of the three of them.
I got better things to do tonight than die.
And probably the most powerful and very much like a very informative one, right? And then I picked partially because I wanted the sub-theme of repair, because I love repair. I just wish they had a little bit more to it. And also because I fell in love with that Chop Shop at my Wave 4 release event. He was the linchpin in the strategy that took me to taking down that release event. And, Reprocess plus that guy was just absolutely nuts. Because it was good in both modes. You could either pitch it to heal your whole team for 2, or you got to answer the biggest problematic thing on the opposing side. So yeah, I really fell in love with him early. And 5 attack for a 7-star.
It's crazy. And for the battle cards that we picked, I picked 2 cards. I figured that they would kind of go back and forth depending on which one you chose. And the first one that I chose for Blitzwing was 2-pronged attack.
Two-pronged attack is great. I played so much team-up tactics in Wave 2, so I've always loved Too Tall. I think I've even spoken about that like a bunch of times on the podcast with Kent, Kai, and Joel.
Nova Star OP Battlefield Legend? Yeah,
yes.
Team-up tactics.
Yes! It was so good. It was so fun. And just like being able to force people into Nova Star, and like the look of people's faces when they had to attack Nova Star, knowing that we're going to team up tactics, just was like very frustrating for a lot of people. That deck wasn't good, because you got too much Pierce coming out of the other side a lot of the time. But it was so fun. And I loved all the value. So 2-pronged attack being like the perfect mirror to team-up tactics, I loved seeing a card that gets to actually use it.
And the other card that I picked was Adaptive Plating.
Okay, so remind me real quick. Adaptive Plating is the blue armor that when you flip whites on D, you get 2 defense?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Well, that should work really well with Crosshairs if I end up picking Crosshairs.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular like soft spot for those flip white cards, or is it just?
I like 2-pronged attack because I played a lot because I played a lot of Blitzwing in Wave 3, and and with Crosshairs and Adaptive Plating, I just haven't seen anyone utilize the adaptive contemplating the erratic cannon, and I think there's the acute reflexes or acute
Acute
agility.
reflexes is, I think, seen a little bit of play. On like the
one or two
Mirage deck, yeah.
I'll play set, just like one or two of.
Mhm.
Like it's like when you play it's when you play Galaxy Prime, Night Racer, and Brawn, and play one New Orders for Spice. People hate it, but it's so good.
Yeah. And so the two cards that I picked for you also kind of go in line with the two characters that I picked. So there is Paralyzo Box. Which is a weapon that I feel like the +4 is really powerful, and if you can kind of exploit the green pip, I also think the conditional green pip is probably the coolest use of the quote-unquote tribal pips, or I guess Wizards have been calling them hybrid pips. Of the implementations they have is probably that one. I don't know if you agree.
I think it was a really cool feature of Wave 5. I was looking at a lot of the pips, and I've been trying to find ways to play them. In my personal opinion, I think that the weakest one that I've seen is Headbutt, but I also may be incorrect. I feel like the pip value is amazing, having those two Black Pierce there, but the card effect, I mean, we don't need another tackle. Like, we already have tackle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And there's just so Headbutt feels like a card to me. Like, I don't know if you look at that card. I know this isn't one of the cards I picked, but I figure quick rant. I'll be over soon. I promise. But the card feels really, really overdeveloped. It feels really, really overdeveloped. So like, there's just all of these, clauses on there to make sure it isn't like busted or creates unfun play patterns. But there's a star restriction, there's a mode restriction, there's a character restriction, there's an enemy character restriction, there's an untapped restriction. It's really rough, and the pips that are actually on the card make it functionally a blank until your body has been already KO'd. So that's also really hard on your deck building. I mean, it's a lot to ask. Any card that makes you jump through hoops more than once is usually really hard to play. Agreed. Yeah. The other card that I picked for you does not make you jump through quite so many hoops. It is Energy Transfer.
Yeah. See, I like Energy Transfer because there's shenanigans. I remember when it first came out, just taking all the damage off Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend, putting it on Alita 1, like that, playing 2-eye with them and just having her, get right to the point where she goes off and moves back. And then with especially Paralyzo Box, it's such a cool card because you're really playing the guessing game. And I love those games or mechanics in a game where you're playing it, but you're also playing a game with inside of it. That's why I enjoy the combiner so much. In Paralyzo Box, you're playing a guessing game. And I mean, if you are playing a monocolor deck, you're going to get it all the time, but who knows what's there if they're playing like a rainbow color deck.
Absolutely. So actually, we had the pleasure of interviewing Drew Nolasco, the global brand manager for TFTCG, twice now. But in the most recent one, near the release of Wave 5, he mentioned how much he loves minigame cards, is what he called them. So the espionages, the counter-espionages were specifically mentioned, and I think Paralyzo Box falls right in that same category, right? Where you're playing kind of a mini-game and you get rewarded, right? So it creates these moments of kind of, there's a little bit of suspense, there's a little bit of payoff, there's a very short, very brief roller coaster going on every time you get to activate or use one of these cards, and I think there's a reason that all of them have a green pip attached to them.
Yep.
Because in multiples, those cards can feel kind of like you're just coin flipping to win the game. But being forced to have low opportunity cost of including them means that you get the fun without too much of the cost of actually trying to build your deck around this randomness or supposed randomness. Yeah.
It's such a. If you guys haven't checked it, check that interview. It's great. They go over a lot of good details. Drew loves Tidal Wave.
He does. He loves Tidal Wave, man.
It's awesome.
I think Tidal Wave is really cool.
Yeah, we did it good. Cool. So we have the cards chosen, and let's take a quick break just to go over our deck.
Let's go!
Round 2, fight!
Hey guys, back with round 2. It's me, Richard, from TransformTheGame.net, and I'm lucky enough to be battling in the Deck Tech Challenge here with my very new friend, or I guess very recent friend because of this, Matt from Mafater.
Hey guys.
Yeah. In round one, we went through a couple of our the characters and battle cards we'd pick for each other to potentially build around. And in this round, we have decided. We've picked which ones we're going to build from each of those, and we figured we would go through the deck lists of each of them right now. So in round one, Matt, you gave me 2 characters to pick from. You gave me Blitzwing, and you gave me Sergeant Crossiers, so a Wave 2 Super Rare and a Wave 4 Rare. And I picked Blitzwing. One, I love planes and tanks. I really like the non-road based vehicle modes. Ooh, pardon my voice crack there. I'm sure the viewers will love that at home. And also because he got a stratagem in Wave 5. Stratagem is one of the new mechanics, and something that I love. I'm absolutely in love with the idea of stratagems as a mechanic. They feel very at home in the universe of Transformers, at least as a TCG. And you also gave me 2 battle cards to pick from. You gave me Adaptive Plating and 2-Pronged Attack. Now, since I mentioned Blitzwing as my character, and since he has a stratagem that makes him both a plane and tank at the same time while he's in an alt mode, I figured that I would maybe play 2-Pronged Attack and try to capitalize having some synergy with the stratagem and the character. So that's who I'm going with. And given that that's kind of like the basis of where I'm starting, is that I have a plane tank who's got a card attached to him that's dealing damage, I figured that I would kind of make a deck that resembles a lot of the Windsweeper-esque shells that a lot of people were seeing like at the very beginning of Wave 5 during spoiler season. But the characters I picked for my lineup, who I guess I didn't even run through my actual lineup, but it's Blitzwing with his stratagem for 12 stars total. Then I'm playing Slipstream, Strategic Seeker, who is the 8-star promo from, was it Origins or Gen Con originally?
Wave 1 SDCC pack.
Yes, Wave 1 SDCC, that's where it was. And then Night Racer, the Wave 5 character, who is in like tons of these decks, no matter what the people were being for the Deck Tech Challenge. No matter what people's characters being picked, I think Night Racer is like an easy auto include. He's so good. She's so good.
We have Richard 3 Super Rares Wyatt here, friends.
Well, technically, Slipstream is not even a super rare. It's a promo card. It's like even rarer than a super rare. Yeah. This deck's not cheap. Sorry, guys.
I love it. Check out my Jake. So good. That's awesome. So I love that you picked Slipstream to go with the plane theme and push around damage.
So it's a blue-based deck. It's got lots of direct damage going on in it, and then when you're not doing direct damage, it's basically like almost every upgrade is a weapon. There's a pocket processor. I think there's a reflex circuits in here. Forgive me if I'm mistaken in that. And I think every other upgrade is a weapon. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not even sure there is a reflex circuit in here. Yeah, there are no reflex circuits. I lied. But every upgrade is a weapon except for pocket processor. So I've got Paralyzo box.
All right. Let's hear your list, Richard. What's the first?
Okay, so we've got upgrades, starting with the pocket processor I mentioned so much about. And then we've got a plethora of weapons, starting with, I'm a blue-based deck, so obviously I'm going to be running handheld blasters. Those are just some of the best things you can do. They help you on defense.
So good.
So good. I think that one of the things that was necessary in the construction here is the fact that the deck is very much, it's a defensive deck, but I don't have armors per se. So the way that I'm mainly getting my defense is actually through the pips on my cards, which is one of the luxuries that you have being, being able to construct a deck in blue pips, right? Like based around the combat mechanic of flipping. So the other weapons I have, there's a couple of damage-dealing weapons that I have to start off. I've got 3 armed hovercraft, which is a blue pip and a weapon that deals damage. And I've got 3 sturdy javelins, who you can pop off and direct non-attack damage at even people who are outside of the combat. And I've even got a couple of copies of Multi-Missile Pod in here. Now, for the viewers at home, Multi-Missile Pod is a card you probably haven't seen too much of, but it's pretty cool. So it's a card that you can only put on planes or helicopters, and you can have up to 3 in a slot. When they attack, you scrap it, and you deal 1 damage to each enemy character for each one of them that was on the character that you scrapped. Now, this kind of like leans into the damage portion of things, but also in the original version of this deck list, because we did play a couple of games before we got to this part, it was marksmanship. And marksmanship was, and everyone here listening, please quote me on this, dead. It was the worst card in the deck by far. I would have rather had Frag Toss. Not close. And I think that was one of the things I was worried about in Wave 5, just because of the prevalence of body modes and stuff. But yeah, marksmanship was routinely terrible in our test games. So non-damaging weapons outside of that, we've got a couple of copies of Energon Axe, which is just a standard awesome blue weapon. We've got a couple of copies of Paralyzo Box, which hilariously was one of the cards I gave you. We've got a full set of Fusion Borers, which is one of like probably the most sneakily impactful cards from Wave 5. If you're looking at it. Yeah, it's just the new grenade launcher. The Pierce is so relevant, like the Black Pit matters. And then I've got
it's Cutlass that doesn't restrict you.
Absolutely, and I've got a little bit of Spice. I've got 2 copies of Master Sword there as well. Now, like I said, basically every upgrade is a weapon, so I'm kind of always setting up the Master Sword, and I'm always trying to help protect it by having weapons in my hand.
Is there anything else we should look at about the deck? Did we cover most of the actions yet?
No, we have not really covered most of the actions. We talked about two-pronged attack, which is like this kind of the centerpiece, the informing part of the deck, because it was kind of like telling me what I wanted to do. So then the actions are in large part kind of attached to that theme continuing. So we have 3 security checkpoints, because if we're a handheld blaster deck, we're obviously a security checkpoint deck. Like just like leaning into the blue pips that you've got access to. And then to go along with the damage in planes theme, I'm running, in addition to 2-pronged attack, 3 copies of Bombing Run, because while Slipstream and Blitzwing are both planes, and will be playing in plane mode basically the entire game, so this is functionally just, you know, like a heal 2, deal 2. While I have it in play, particularly Night Racer is probably going to be the person that is the first sacrificial lamb for you while you're setting up.
I mean, sometimes it might be good just to go with Slipstream just to save the Night Racer to secret actions and extra.
Absolutely. And get some damage on some of the guys who are good at moving damage onto your opponents as well. You also have Camion Crash, which is excellent with Slipstream. First of all, Camion Crash is insane. Like it's one of the best damaging cards you've ever seen. But
we got it, so you know.
True. With Slipstream, it's particularly potent because you can put a damage on one of your planes, and then put 2 damage on an opposing bot, and then attack with that plane, and due to Slipstream's alt mode ability, then move the damage, functionally having dealt 3 damage to the opposing team and 0 damage to your team over the course of like the actual card and combat resolving, which is incredible. You're also playing 3 Magnetic Dysfunction Rays, affectionately known as Mag Ray, because Magnetic Dysfunction Ray is too many syllables. It's like a 6-syllable card. It's just that we don't have that kind of time during
MDR.
Yeah, that too, that could work. Plus, you're not playing any Autobots, so the symmetry on it is not particularly there. Like you're actually kind of breaking the symmetry in 2 ways because of Slipstream's ability. So then lastly, we've got a couple 2-ofs and then a 1-of. So our 2-ofs are, we got 2 copies of One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall, a classic, and just something to supplement the other non-attack damage. 2 copies of The Bigger They Are to help you in combat. A particularly potent card when paired with a Fusion Borer on one of your 3 attack characters, because it means that you have the capability of attacking for, if you flip a Black Pip, like 7 Pierce 7 or something like that, like, or I guess not even that, like even more than that. You can be like Pierce 8.
You can get a lot.
Yeah, and the last card is a singleton copy of Disassemble. Now, Disassemble doesn't blow up utilities like Reprocess does, but the Black Pip is relevant in combat, and because you're kind of dealing damage in incremental chunks, healing 2 from an enemy through Reprocess is really bad for you.
Yes, so, especially when you roll 2 damage and 1 damage yourself, then Reprocess. It's just...
Yeah, yeah. So I have not yet used Disassemble to blow up one of my own upgrades and draw a card, but I can see a world where that is something I do. So,
I mean, you got handheld blasters, just toss them in.
True. Okay, that's the deck. That's the whole deck. So I think we should go on to you now.
Yeah. Okay. So I built. I chose Autobot Springer. Because he's near and dear to my heart, mostly because the film, and as well because he was a card that's seen a lot of play in our local group just for fun in our casual decks. And for his teammates, I chose. I was going to choose Brawn to go with the Autobot theme, but I've seen so much Autobot hate. I just said, you know what? I'm going to use Night Racer, put her in there. So I am rocking 2 SRs on my team. SRs, and for last character is my boy Horrible. If you're not sure, I actually revealed Horrible for wave 5, and I was really happy because I was hoping I was going to get another Metaphor card, and I got another one, so it's good. And now that we did, for my team, for the head for Horrible, I actually put Kred. Because I only have 1 star left between the better things to do and then die stratagem, which I've included in the deck. So for my actions in the deck, I included 3 copies of Cammy and Crash, specifically because I can utilize it not only to trigger Horrible's abilities, but to consistently do direct damage and get at characters that are hiding. 1 copy of Disassemble. The pips are all relevant in this deck, but Disassemble, I don't feel that there is a utility that really will give me a hard time like that with this kind of deck. The next one I have is Reflect Damage, 1 copy. Reflect Damage is mostly there to stop a lot of opinion that's going on. After playing quite a bit of games online so far, I've noticed that I've been trying to include a bit more in the deck because there's so much direct damage going on. It's pretty good. I have 1 copy of Sabotage Armaments and 3 copies of Scouting Machine. Scouting Machine there is to ping my own guy to trigger a damage to slap on an Energy Nox or to try to get my opponent. And when they have 1 health left, just to draw them 2 cards. A classic way to end a game. And 3 copies of Security Checkpoint because we're playing double blue. 2 copies of Stable Cover. Stable Cover is a great card because not only does it stop my biggest weakness in my deck, Pierce, but it also is a secret action that can trigger off Night Racer. 2 copies of Steady Shot, mostly in there for some pump and also some blue-black. 2 copies of Tripwire. I figured Rich would probably be playing a 5-star character with Blitzwing, so I threw a couple and Counter Espionage, just 1 of. And there is also, I believe, a Hidden Fortification, which I was going to cut, but we kept it because too lazy. Go on to our upgrades. Our upgrades, we were running 3 copies of Conversion Engine, the triple changer card that lets you flip to another mode at the end of turn. I have a counter to make sure that I do not forget it this time. Anytime that I do it in the future. Enhanced Power Cell, 2 copies. Because of those extra 3 hit points. 2 copies of Energon Axe, 3 copies of Fusion Borer are mainly pierced weapons. I have 3 copies of Handheld Blaster because we want that double blue pip. 1 copy of Noble's Blaster, a Autobot weapon specifically for Springer when I need to dig it out. 1 copy of Paralyzer Box, which is the card that Richard chose for me for this challenge. Let's go! 1 copy of Hollow Matter Projector to protect me from some direct damage. It is important to know that Hollow Matter Projector does not stop transferring damage from characters, which is important. 1 copy of Increased Durability to give my character some more health. 1 Reflex Circuits to put that on Springer or Night Racer. And lastly, 1 Scout Armor because it's trash, and I said I'd put it in the deck and I said I would, so here it is. With my one
minimum
try.
concession, 1 copy of the card.
Yes, one. But yeah, that's my deck, and I do have a sideboard, but that's not important. We're just gonna go and play our game, have some fun, and we'll get down to it. Anything else we should add?
Well, I didn't build a sideboard for this. I don't even actually know what I would consider, but perhaps by the time this goes up, I will have some thoughts and can comment on the video.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, this is all for fun, like that, and we'll see who
Round
wins.
3?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go!
Round 3, fight.
Do you want?
Determine who goes first, and I'll call it, so I'm going to call it even.
We've got 3. That's me.
All right, it's your choice. Would you like to go first or second, my friend?
I would like to go first, my friend.
And I'll be going second. Best of luck to you.
Yes, sir. All right, and
right.
let's go. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Here's my 3.
Draw 1, draw 2, draw 3, draw 4. Flip Krebs for the turn. Straight attack Night Racer into your Night Racer.
No, you have to attack my Blitzwing. He's brave.
That's right. He's got brave. See that, kid? Attack a 3, pierce 2.
4 defense, taken 2.
Sounds good. I'm gonna toss this counter espionage and pick up that number for now.
I'm going to toss this multi-missile pod and pick up this pocket processor, which is the best possible card I could have flipped.
Yeah.
Alright, and I will draw for the turn. He says. We will start by playing a pocket processor on my Blitzwing.
Sure.
And then we will flip modes on Blitzwing. And then I'll swing Blitzwing into your Night Racer for 4.
Yeah.
1. Oh, and I get to move 1 for Slipstream onto your Night Racer. So flip 1, 2, attacking for 4.
Night Racer defends. Defensive 4.
All right, no damage dealt. Your go.
All right. I am going to leave that for now and draw for the turn. I am going to play Fusion Bore on Horrible. And I'm going to do 1 damage to Night Racer.
Okay.
And we're going to play Canyon Crash. And do 2 damage to Night Racer. And then another damage to Night Racer.
Okay. Up to 4.
Yep.
Who'd you deal the damage to on your side?
I did it to Horrible twice.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. And they're going to flip Horrible. Transfer damage to Night Racer.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and swing him with Horrible into your Blitzwing.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, that's an attack of 6 pierce 6. Sorry, 6 pierce 5. My mistake.
3 defense, taken 5.
And that is go.
All right. I will draw for the turn, and I'll draw for Pocket Processor.
Sure.
I'm going to flip Night Racer.
I love it.
I'm going to play a Fusion Bore on Night Racer.
I love
and
it.
a Bigger They Are on Night Racer.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll swing into Horrible.
Yes, sir.
White Pip. So we'll be attacking for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Pierce 8.
Flips 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take 8, go to 9.
And then Fusion Bore will fall off.
Sorry, you said that was 9 pierce 9, Richard, or?
No, 9 Pierce 8.
Pierce 8, so take 8, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, 3 from the Bore, 4 from the Bigger They Are, and 1 Black Pip.
Mm-hmm. All right, is that a go?
Yes, sir, that's all you.
All right, draw for the turn. And let's flip Horrible for the turn.
Seems good.
And then we'll play an Enhanced Power Cell.
Okay.
And we're going to do one to Night Racer. Actually, how much does Blitzwing have left in him?
Blitzwing has 13 health, so he had 7 left. Before you decide where it goes. There's 6 health left on Night Racer and 7 health left on Blitzwing.
We'll put it on Blitzwing.
Okay.
And then we'll play. Just gonna put the 9. We're gonna play Cammy and Crash. Do 1 damage to Night Racer, to Springer, and then 2 damage.
So Horrible's at 10 before this, right? Because he was at 9.
Yeah, then he went to 10. He's got back on.
Yeah, 10. So he'll be at 11 from the trigger.
Yeah, and then the 1 damage will go to Springer from that, and then the 2 will go to Blitzwing.
Okay. And the trigger on Horrible?
Blitzwing.
Okay, so he's 11, and Blitzwing's up to 10.
Yep.
Okay.
And then Autobot Springer will go into. I've already flipped this turn, so I'm going to go into your Blitzwing.
No, he's got
Stealth. Okay, cool. We're going to go into your. I believe it's Slipstream is left.
Night Racer's tap.
Cool. Doing this with standing up and back and forth, so I am not currently viewing the screen.
You're good.
Okay, so attack with Springer, attack of 4.
Defense of 2, taking 2.
And that's a go.
And I could pick up this Paralyzer box if I wanted to, but I think we're just going to let it go, honestly. Alright, I'll draw for turn, and then draw for Pocket Processor. I'm going to play an Armed Hovercraft on my Slipstream, because he's ranged, he'll deal 1 to all of your guys.
Sure.
And then I'll play Cammy Crash, dealing 1 to my Slipstream and 2 to your Horrible to KO him.
Sure, that'll put him at 14 KO him.
And then I'll flip Night Racer for turn back to car mode. And we will swing Slipstream into... This is tough. How many defensive does Springer have? 2?
2.
Okay. We'll swing Slipstream into Night Racer, moving a damage to her.
Yep. Goes to 3.
For 5 Pierce 1.
Defensive 5, take 1.
Alright. And then it'll be your go after that.
I got 1 for Crab, eh? Ooh. How much health left on each character?
My Slipstream is undamaged at 13. My Night Racer has 4 health left at 7. And my Blitzwing has 3 health left at 10.
Alright. Let's slap a fusion board down on Crab.
Okay.
And fortunately, I don't think I can. I'm gonna disassemble that arm hovercraft.
I'll draw a card.
Yep. Go into Blitzwing.
Blitzwing is stealthy.
Oh, sorry, stealth again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go into Night Racer.
Night Racer it is.
Attack of 5, Pierce 5.
All right, KO'd. I have 4 defense, but the Pierce gets me.
Yeah.
All right, we will untap.
Your turn.
All right, draw for turn, and then draw for Pocket Processor. We will 2-pronged attack Blitzwing, so deal 2 damage to one of your characters, and then also discard 2 cards from your hand.
Sure. And I will do 2 damage to Springer.
Okie doke. I think that we are going to play a Fusion Borer on my Slipstream. Yeah, and then we will attack your Springer.
Sure.
For 6 Pierce 3.
Defense of 4, take 3, go to 7.
And then it's your go.
Alright, 1 second here. Draw for the turn. Play a conversion engine on Springer.
Sure.
Flip Springer to his We'll say his bot mode. And heal 1.
Sure.
And let's get into... I think he probably got some direct damage already, so we're going to have to go into... we'll attack with Crab and your Slipstream.
Okay.
Attack at 2.
4 defense.
Alright, flip Springer back to truck mode in a turn, heal 1.
I'll get rid of Handheld Blaster for Paralyzo Box.
Sounds good. That's good.
Alright, and then I will draw for turn and draw for Pocket Processor.
Yeah.
I am going to play Energon X on Blitzwing.
Yep.
And play 1 shall stand, 1 shall fall, doing 3 to Slipstream and 3 to Kreb.
Sure, Kreb's dead.
And then we'll swing with Blitzwing into your Springer, moving a damage.
Sure.
And then flip 1, got a shuffle.
Yeah.
Care to cut?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do it up.
Cut. And then second card. So swinging for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pierce 3.
One, two, three. Take 5, go to 11.
Alright. And then I am done after that.
Draw off the turn. Alright, I am going to flip Springer to his bot mode and heal 1.
Mm-hmm.
And ooh, I think I can get Night Racer to him. Does he have Stealth right now?
Who? Yes. Blitzwing has stealth.
Cool. Let's. Unfortunately, I have to go right into it because I don't need direct damage. So we're gonna go Springer first. So attack into Slipstream.
All right.
Attack of 4, pierce 3.
Defend for 3, take 3.
And then pick up the reflex circuits.
Okay.
And then attack with Night Racer into Slipstream.
Okay.
Attack of 3, pierce 2.
Defense of 5, take 2.
End of turn, flip Springer back to truck mode. Heal 1.
Alright, we will untap. I will draw for turn, and then draw for Pocket Processor.
Yep.
A card that is looking better and better.
Yeah, mine went blind. I didn't have any cards to get it, unfortunately.
I know. I'm gonna play a Paralyzo Box on Slipstream.
Sure.
And a Bigger They Are on Slipstream.
Sure.
And we'll attack Slipstream into Springer, moving a damage, and then we're going to say black as the tip for Paralyzo Box.
It is blue and black.
Woo! Scout Armor, your favorite card!
I know, it's the worst.
Attacking for 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, pierce 5.
There's no way I survived this. There's no way. There's no way.
I believe in you.
You believe in me?
Well, given you have 4 health left, I don't actually believe in you.
Alright. Flip, defense of 4.
Get pierced for 5.
Go to 15, kill Springer.
And your go.
Alright. I didn't want to pick up the move buster. Draw for the turn. Play a... Oh man, if I just had some direct damage. Oh! Play a reflex circuit on Night Racer. And we're going to go ahead and just flip her and send her into Slipstream. I think Blitzwing's still stealth A. You can't attack it anyway.
Slipstream is tapped. Blitzwing is still in tap, so.
Yeah. 4, pierce 1.
We've got 5, take the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I will draw and draw for Pocket Processor. A card that is absolutely insane, in case those of you out there are wondering.
Yep.
Alright, we will start by playing a Master Sword on Blitzwing over the Energon Axe.
Yeah, buddy.
And then we will... Let's see, I'm at 9 damage here. You have 2 cards in hand?
1 card.
1 card in hand. Okay. I'm actually going to 1 shall stand, 1 shall fall my Blitzwing in your guy, so I'll go up to 12 damage, not killing my guy. And then I will swing Blitzwing, moving a damage onto him.
Yeah.
And then We're attacking for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pierced 1.
We got a defensive 2.
All right. Well, my friend, GG.
You win!
Well done.
You lose!
Yeah, those were some good games. It's definitely neat to see how the decks run, eh? I feel like if I could have drew one of the 12 pieces of removal for direct damage in my deck.
Yeah, I feel like, oh man, if you just had cards in hand to pick up Hollow Matter Projector, the game would have been so much different, because I drew so much direct damage there. Admittedly, I have a lot of it, so that's part of it. And two-pronged attack to actually, like, take out your last card in hand, preventing you from picking up greens, was huge. And like I said when I flipped this in the first combat round, Pocket Processor being in my first flip is absolutely awesome. You want to see this card as early as possible. There's a potential that you may want to run 2 of it because it's just so crucial to what you're doing as a critical mass deck. And you don't make her use your flip.
Definitely want to have scouting. You definitely want to have your Pocket Processor come in like the first turn. If it's you get a turn, it's going to put you ahead like way ahead. That's awesome. Yeah,
especially with the popularity of Disassemble, because it just doesn't actually answer Pocket Processor.
It's true.
You'll notice that there were tons of direct damage spells, or I guess cards, played between each of us. And so just know that that's the name of the game when you're building decks. Even if it's for fun, be prepared, because direct damage is coming.
Exactly like that. And make sure you include Sturdy Javelins in your list there, folks.
It's so good. All right. Hey, Matt, thanks for the game, man.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, it was such a good time. And thanks to Lee and all the fellas over at Bleeped Up Productions. This is a great idea. I had a lot of fun, and this was so good just to hang out with you and just play some games.
Absolutely. One of the things I think we both talked about was the fact that we loved this was kind of getting people together who don't have like a ton of arenas in which they would meet. Like, you're up in Canada, and I'm down in Texas. You know, we would maybe have like PAX or a big convention, but that's kind of like it.
It's true, and we won't see all of each other until the next big event with all the stuff going on right now. So it's definitely cool that we get this going, and I definitely look to play the next time. And I've made a good friend. And like I said, thanks everybody for watching, and make sure you check out Richard's channel, Transform Your Game. He's there with a few of his fellas, Joel, Kai, and Kent. They cover tons of podcasts about the meta, talking about fun stuff. They have interviews with people, and they also have a website as well you can check out. They're pretty much new guys.
Yeah, and check out Mafater's channel. He puts out content, box openings, all sorts of things, spoilers. He did reveal Horrible, the menace that it is on the current Wave 5 metagame.
It is true. The joke about it is that Horrible, he's so good, but he's not horrible. He's so good. So good.
All right, man. Have a great one. Thanks to all the guys who are bleeped up, and I look forward to next round.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys, and peace.